What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Sparks Notes comic review. Today, this review is for Steambound #1 from Behemoth Comics. This is a really cool book, guys, so stay tuned for that. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Steambound #1, or if you've even heard of it, plan on reading it. Let me know in the comments below. Also, hit the bell little notification thingy to let you know when I drop new videos. Welcome back, everybody. Let's start talking about this book, Steambound from Behemoth Comics. We have three creators on this book. We've got Giuseppe, Andreozzi, Lorenzo, Santo, and Francesco Citarelli. This is put out by Behemoth, like I said. We've got this kind of steampunky kind of world set up, and we've got three main characters here. We've got Hound, we've got Yaeger, and Yaeger has this little creature that may sometimes not be so little. That's called Puck, P-U-K. And so those are our main characters. We got them here on the cover. It's Yaeger, Puck, and Hound. Yaeger and Hound were friends growing up, and they kind of went separate routes. Hound started working more with like the authorities and helping out the city that way. Yaeger's kind of doing his own thing, sometimes doing questionably legal things that could get him into trouble. And he does it with his little pal Puck. So interesting characters actually off the bat. One thing with this I will tell you is it does appear that there's some translation from Italian, I think, to English, and so the way things are worded may be a little different. And so I will say I had to read this twice to really appreciate it, but I'm very glad that I read it the second time. Getting that second read in brought things out of it that I didn't catch the first time, but also I actually appreciated some of the wording a little bit better. And so we kind of get two stories going on. We get the story of when they were kids and friends together, and we get the story of them now as adults. And Hound needs Yaeger's help. But before we get to them meeting, Yaeger and Puck are trying to steal some sort of eggs from something, and the creature, I believe, is, he's like, well, it's not behind me. I know that. I have eyes in the back of my head, and it wasn't behind him, but it was, I think it was below them maybe, or above them, and the floor gives out, and it goes to try to eat him. The creature goes to try to eat Yaeger. I'll show that here. And he's kind of, yelling at Puck to eat his pepper. It's like, okay, what's going on here? And we find out that Puck can transform into a giant Puck. So he is probably my favorite character from this. Like, I really hope Puck doesn't get hurt by any monsters or otherwise in this story. And so yeah, he is my favorite. He can talk to Yaeger also. They've got a good, back and forth kind of thing going on. But we find out what really, there's a third person from their childhood that comes up, and her name is Alice, and they are going to be trying to save her from where she is, but we don't know why she needs to be saved. We don't really know the history of what's happened between them. This is, a bit of a spoiler review here. I will have tagged it as such. I'm sorry I did not give you guys that warning at the beginning, but this is a great start to this series. We get a little bit of a steampunkish kind of world that's not very steampunky. It's got those hints of it though, and so I like that. We're not going full on steampunk vibe, but we've got hints of it. These characters are interesting. The art, I love the art in this book. I love it. It's so much fun. The one thing that for me is something that I don't like is the dialogue. And it's not the types of things they're saying or any of that, because some of it's really cool and they get the back and forth between Yaeger and Puck. It's just the fact that it was translated, so some things don't come across quite the same, or at least it seems like it was translated. It doesn't say that this is a reprint from another thing, but I can tell that there is some maybe language difference between the creators and English, and so that's my only thing, is that some of that doesn't come across the same way, I think. But in the end, especially if you give it a second read through, it comes out amazing. So I enjoyed this. I'm gonna give the characters a 9 out of 10 just because they're fun. They got some mysterious background to them. Puck probably is what's bringing it up the highest because I love that guy. A little furball. Art, also for me, I love this style. I love what they're doing with it. It's gonna be a 9 out of 10. Story, I don't, kind of off the bat, you don't really know the overarching goal of the story, which isn't a bad thing. We come into some stories kind of knowing what really is going to be the possible end goal of the story. In this one, we don't. But I like where the story is going so far. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. And then I'm going to also give a 7 out of 10 on just the fact that the dialogue for me was more difficult to understand. And so giving it that second read through probably brings it to an 8 out of 10. So I'm going to say 8 out of 10 overall for Steambound #1. I recommend checking this out. You can buy it from your local comic shop. If you can't get it there, go to behemothcomics.us and order this book from there. They also will have issue 2 on the shop. I'm going to try to drop a review for issue 2 shortly after this one also. So be on the lookout for that. And as always, guys, collect what you love, and I'll see you next time.